Her mini skirt on, hop up in my two-seater. I got bread, baby, would you like some more pita? You a star, baby, I'ma call you Big Dipper. As you are, baby, call me Big, Big. Her mini skirt on, hop up in my two-seater. I got bread, baby, would you like some more pita?
We'll get some baseline with you today, so we'll do some force plate data, some K-vest too, and just see how well you're transferring speed, and then also kind of give us some direction for things that we're going to kind of focus on during your off season, and just see where you finished at as well. So kind of get some good baseline, some pro duck
Sick
data, and then we'll go from there. So one of the services we offer is our premium evaluation. Within our premium evaluation, we actually capture kinematics, and we utilize K-Motion, who has a product called K-Vest, where we can actually measure the angles, speeds, and how well an athlete sequences and transfers energy throughout their entire body. So we know what angle everything is going in an impact, key points within the swing, certain KPIs that we track. But one of the things that's really important, I'm going to actually talk through with Paige here, is that we want to keep in mind that where these sensors are and how they actually strap them onto the body is actually one of the most important parts. I've actually made the mistake before of putting the sensor in the wrong place, like getting on the low back rather than the pelvis, and now we're measuring a different segment of the body, and now all my data is corrupted because of it. So I'm going to actually talk through that here with Paige. So anytime you do these, just make sure it goes like actually on your pelvis, not because if it gets like a little bit more low back, the readings will be wrong.
Body, move your body, make you move body, move your body, take you.
Running through my mind with a shotgun.
Cool. Yeah, we can pick. You're in pro range for everything, so must be a pro. First off, you have some really good numbers.
and some really bad numbers too.
Honestly, I was gonna give you like rave report wise. I don't know who you train with, but numbers look good. No, it was actually funny too. I was looking through yours, and the system actually messed up, and it clicked onto a different account. And I was looking at these other ones, and I'm like, what the heck? Like they look kinematics look completely different.
Yeah.
And it was one of a sophomore in college that just came in
the
the
one
other
that
day.
you guys just posted.
Yeah, we just posted, and
South Carolina.
every single one of her highest bat speeds are after contact, and yours are the like you're just like.
That's funny.
You transfer force really well. So the big thing I kept seeing though, when I was looking through all your kinematics though, the biggest thing from right now when you were hitting was not your D cells look great. So you're peaking in speed, right? Your wrist should peak right before contact because that's when the bat will accelerate.
Yeah.
So you're getting like that slight decel right beforehand is perfect. Like you're gaining speeds really well. You're in pro range, above pro range, not even above pro range, but like in really good ranges. One of the things that I did see though consistently though with some of the swings that you're taking right now was that your pelvis was taken off really early before your trunk, which you're someone that's really tight too. So some of that, I was gonna look kind of within your swing with some of these. You might just be, typically that's an indication that you're just launching with some slack, right? Or you're just launching with a little bit of slack as you're going into some of those. But the good thing is you're like, again, as you're getting in the contact, like you can even see there, like your body literally isn't moving, the barrel's just moving by itself.
Yeah.
So like your D cells and like your direction is, really good for transferring energy there. Yeah. And then also, as we're looking through, force-wise, going into your even lead side of what you're creating like stupid amount of vertical force there. Let me check another one just to get it all synced up. So vertical force-wise, we only need 180%. You're getting a ton, like 400 and something percent. Yeah, so you're creating a
That's
ton.
me being up here a little bit more.
Yeah, you're just
like
driving your front side into the ground really hard, which is making you stop really hard. So again, it's just creating a ton of force.
Yeah.
And some of that, though, I know on some of those earlier ones, you were also just getting, like adjusted to tossing and like some of those other things. Like for example, like this one's like huge. This is how I can tell that primarily like you've been really training with us and we work with this a lot, is I just wanted two different things. One, your decels in force is also really high. So again, horizontal wise, this is like when you're, if you remember, this is like when you're going into your forward move, right? So what you want this to do is come up, plateau, and then drop off. It's pretty close, right? It's a little shake there towards the end a little bit, but pretty solid. And then this is major. You want this 2 to 3 times as much as this force, and you can just look at the graph and know that it's 2 to 3 times as much force. So that's why like you're transferring a lot of force. And then also the big thing is too as well, right? So this is your peak. So this is your peak torque, right? Right before you rotate.
Yeah.
That's where you get your peak in torque. And then as you're swinging, these are all your decel torques, right? So you're getting
my decel's
more,
a lot better.
Yeah, massive amount of counter rotation, which is our forces that is making you transfer force really well.
I think it's funny my hands always get back to like where they're supposed to,
Yeah,
even though they go
where
down.
they go.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize how
Yeah.
there they go.
The funny thing is if you look back at like last off season, right? Remember when we had it in like a really big pump?
Yeah.
We exaggerated it super early, and then now it's, you know, it settled in between, right? And like even too, I was watching it the other day when you were hitting, I was just like how natural that is for you too as well. And it kind of delays the barrel a little bit too, so it doesn't get there too early. I think that really helped you, even though again we exaggerated it so much at the beginning. I mean, towards the end of the off season last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just getting, like we talk about that too, is like when, let's say right before you go to rotate, like in here, like you're getting almost double the amount of decel and torque than you are forward rotation, which is again like this because you train it all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like what elite, professional athletes look like in the MLB. And again, along with it, that's why I wanted to get some, is I knew we didn't have it. I'm actually going to show Paige how she came in and what her data looked like from her initial evaluation compared to how now she's moving as a professional athlete. Really, when you look at this data, it's no question why she's getting so much higher power numbers, and also how she led to so much higher performance now that she's moving the way that she is, how she's transferring speed and all those things as well. I can go back and grab your footage when you first came in. You want to see how great this looked? I looked at this the other day. This was fun.
Oh gosh.
I look like a little baby.
Ew.
Yeah, look at that song.
I don't even want to look at that.
You see like your forward move, like you were pushing hard. See how different that graph is now?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
see how it just goes almost straight up?
Yeah.
Right? Where you were pushing.
It like just is like this.
Yeah, and then if you look at your body.
I was probably like not stopping at all.
You see how you were like jumping forward? See how much forward movement you were
Yeah,
having?
I was trying to create so much force that way.
Yeah, you were really jumping.
This
at the
was after
time.
my freshman year?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is, look how forward you were getting,
That's
right?
funny.
And then rotating from
And my
there,
foot, yeah.
right? So you were just using a lot of momentum and other things to hit. Now again, you were still finding ways of creating a good amount of force. You were just
wasn't efficient.
Yeah, it just wasn't very
consistent.
efficient. Yeah, and then also you're creating way more vertical force now, and then also you're not crashing. You're creating those forces without having to do really big moves.
Yeah.
Some of that too as well, and then you were even getting some counter rotation here at the time too, right? Again, you were already doing some things well. Wasn't you were playing at that level
Yeah,
for a
but
reason.
this one was, on the other one, it was a lot longer, right?
Yeah, a lot
Like,
deeper.
It was like
yeah.
to here,
You were
which is what you want.
Yeah, you're just
Double.
creating way more force. So when we can
Decel.
compare these two, right? Right. So you could obviously see
yeah.
the difference in the wells like you talked about, but 121 there at your lowest point, right? And like over here, I mean, yeah, like you're 318. So just way more counter force than you had back then. Some things within your swing, right? Like you being open stance, I think is something that's been consistent, over the years. Like you went away, maybe your junior year a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even your sophomore year when you first got into it, just like learning how to get against your front side instead of, you can look from the top view, like how you were
Can
just
see, yeah.
like spinning your lower half and like not really connected with your upper half and kind of dragging your barrel in.
Yeah.
So like your kinematics from this year would have been, like your speed was like here,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, you can.
And then now like your speed's into impact, right? That you see how this is where your barrel's gonna be really fast.
Yeah.
Right, so your kinematics have just changed drastically too. Like, yeah, just how well you're just transferring force is one of the big ones, and that's why I was like looking into like this graph. To your speeds, right? Obviously, these are pro ranges for everything for MLB pro ranges. So you're inside every single one of those easily. And then you're getting good counter rotation after contact, right? 0 is this line right here, right? And it's going, you're countering, which is, again, all of our pro guys do the same thing. And then the biggest thing I was seeing is just like with your hips consistently is the thing that's, because again, a normal example graph would be, see like even here, like with his, like it's still like a little sharper, but even with it, like this guy's is like, you see how he's getting speed after contact? This is a AAA guy that, I've seen better graphs. I have better graphs on here, but in any case, you're actually transferring speed into impact better than he is in this example graph here, right? So that's also on the other side of that too, is just like when you're starting, probably just launching with a little bit of slack today when you're launching with some of those, but other than that, like overall, it's kind of just gonna trace where they've been and like where they're going. So you can kind of trace your hands and like kind of give you some perspective also on like bat path and some of those things too as well, especially too when we look from different angles. But one of the big things I really like with these is you can kind of see like, you know, again, obviously the barrel getting behind the ball, how long it stays on plane and how long you're staying through, right? So, I mean, and also obviously like we talked about too on that other video is just watch how your body stops and like how long your barrel goes with your body's not even moving. All right, I got a video of Chris Bryant doing that, very similar, where like his whole body, his pelvis is counter rotating a little bit, but the whole rest of his body is solid just like that. And then all the energy is getting into the ball.
Yeah.
So basically it's just not a mistake why you know, I don't even know what to call when you hit 0 triples last year and you hit 7 this year.
Did I hit 7?
7.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And my doubles were.
Yeah. No, I think I was gonna go through it on the podcast from year over year. Like you like tripled your home runs.
Yeah.
You had 7 triples. You had 0 the year before, and you like doubled your doubles.
Yeah, that was like the most power number.
Yeah. No.
I was like one of the
and then
more
also you hit for 100 points higher in batting average.
Yeah.
That's pretty good year.
It was so consistent.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Players try to go against us, get you out the way, go hard, it's the only way to play. Let me say,